Hello everyone, Meistering here with some more blind silliness, I guess. Anyway, we have a puka. The puka is... Well, one thing we know is that 9 cannot be turned into a baker. Okay, cool. 5 is not good. Wow, we're doing great here. 1 is evil, 6 is corrupted. Okay. Good job, Plague Doctor. And good job, Baker. Yeah, normally when I'm starting off, I'll click all the cards before beginning the recording, but since I don't know if there's a witch. No character was affected by an evil. I believe a lying witness will never say that. So the demon has to be Ba. There is no counselor. There's no poisoner. There's no shaman. Is it just minion and twin minion? Who else? Well, there's a witch. There's a minion or twin minion, possibly. No counselor, no poisoner, no shaman. There could be a puppeteer who's surrounded. And I guess there could be a poisoner who is surrounded. Okay, whatever. Let's kill number 4. 4 was not affected by an evil, so 4 is probably not corrupted. Alright, cool. So Lover thinks Dreamer is evil. I'm gonna have the Dreamer click herself. Okay, so there's a minion, a witch, and probably a Ba. So minion, witch, and almost certainly a Ba, but it is possible that there's a puka, and the puka is just surrounded. Okay. Alright, we got 2 jesters and 2 lovers. I feel like there's a very good chance of a doppelganger. But, you know, the doppelganger only explains one of the pairs. Let's see if the Slayer can kill the Dreamer. Hey, good job. Alright, lovers telling the truth. Other lovers probably telling the truth. Alright, what does 5 think? 0 evils. What does 8 think? 0 evils. Okay. Minion, witch, and Ba. So there can't be 2 sets of duplicates. So I believe that 1 has to be fake, and 9 is also evil. Alright. And this should be a nice and easy puka round. Well, there's no information that I'm missing here. Although I guess if the outcast wasn't a wretch, then maybe there could be, maybe I don't necessarily know whether there's a doppelganger or a drunk. Okay, whatever. So this poet thinks that 2 is evil. The poet is for sure not evil, because if the poet was evil, then the poet will be telling the truth. Closest evil is counterclockwise. Well, okay. So the scout and the poet agree with each other. The knitter disagrees with both the poet and the scout. Well, actually, you know what? Let's just go around the board. Okay? If 4 was evil, then 4 would be telling the truth. Okay, so 4 cannot be evil. If 5 is evil, then 5 would be telling the truth, since there are no evils left to be adjacent to the lover. The scout could be lying. Yeah, the scout could be evil. Yeah. Well, okay, so if the scout is evil, then I guess 4 has to also be lying, but there's no room for 4 to be lying. Like, if 6 is the puka, then and 6 and 4 agree with each other, how is 4 wrong? That's impossible. So 6 is not evil. 7 cannot be the puka because then 1 would have to be a real enlightened. I think it has to be 2. If 1 is evil, then... Well, then 1 statement makes sense. 7 is corrupted, so that makes sense. But 2 would be correct. The evils are, in fact, not adjacent. Yeah, so I think it just has to be 2. Okay. A chancellor? Huh. Okay, well... 3 cannot be... Wait, hold on. If 3 is evil, then 3 would have to be a twin minion according to 8, and would have to be a chancellor according to 4. So 3 has to be good. So this oracle thinks that 1 is a chancellor, and 8 thinks that 9 is a twin minion. We cannot have 2 outcasts unless there's a counselor. I will test this Plague Doctor. Okay, Plague Doctor is truthful, so 4 is not truthful. Cool. I kind of wish I knew what the Chancellor does. Let's just see if 3 could be corrupted. Okay, 3's not corrupted. Okay, the Lover thinks that 6 is evil. I feel like there's no room for 5 to be corrupted, so I want to say that the Lover is... that one of these 2 has to be evil. So I think 2 has to be telling the truth. Okay. I'm curious what would happen if I used 1 on 4. So suppose that 1 is good. 1 would say 4 is corrupted. If 1 was evil, then 4 would not be corrupted, and 1 would say 4 is corrupted. So there's a Chancellor. I don't know what that role does, which is a problem. Okay, so 8 thinks 9 is evil. 5 thinks 6 is evil. So I think it has to be 1 of 5 and 6. It has to be 1 of 8 and 9, which leaves 7. Okay. This guy got a name change. Cool, I guess. So the Bombardier is probably real, but what if 8 is a doppelganger? And that would explain how, yeah, that would explain there being 2 outcasts. Like 8 could be a doppelganger. Knitter would be evil then. And then, well, 6 would be a fake Bombardier, but then 9 is supposedly evil, but 9 is telling the truth. Okay, so I think it's impossible for 8 to be a doppelganger, which means that 8... well, I hope there's no... well, which I think means that 6 has to be a real Bombardier, unless there's like a drunk somewhere, but Okay. And then... yeah, if the Knitter is evil, then her statement makes sense. Like, it's false, and that makes sense. Oh, okay. The last evil's a twin minion, because the Oracle says twin minion. Cool. That means there's no way to have duplicate Oracles. Alright, that was weird. Okay, whatever. So, Counselor got renamed. Alright, Scout is telling the truth. Confessor is good and is telling the truth. Okay, so there can't be a puppeteer next to this Scout, so he can't be a puppet. Hunter is lying. Cool. Other Hunter is lying. Awesome. Other Hunter is lying, and 8 is the puppet. Okay. Alright, so I'm looking at the Oracle. Oracle claims that 2 or 8 is a puppeteer. Okay, what if 2 is corrupted? I don't know, let's just kill 2. Okay. So Oracle's telling the truth, could be a puppet. 3 is telling the truth, could be a puppet. Because Scout saying 4 or more is always truthful. Okay, so possible pukas would be either 6 or 7. Since the puka has to be 4 away or more. Okay. So no matter what, this jester is going to be lying. So I can take advantage of that. Yeah, since all the possible evils are all of these people. So if I just ask, if I just have the jester ask 2 people that I know are not evil and then 6. Okay. I mean, there was a chance of this jester giving useful information. Alright, what does this fortune teller think? Fortune teller thinks that 6 is good. And I'm inclined to believe the fortune teller. We know this plague doctor has to be truthful. Oh, actually, I guess since we know the plague doctor has to be truthful, we can just have the plague doctor figure it out. Cool. So this gem crafter must be corrupted. Awesome. Man, I want to just try to kill this knight, but I'm not going to do that, because that would be kind of stupid. Alright, well, we have a poisoner. Another reason to think that... Oh, cabbage time? Yeah. Truthful? Oh, this judge is lying. Alright, what about this fortune teller? Oh, fortune teller is also lying. So there is a poisoner, due to 3 saying poisoner on herself. This bishop is probably lying. The only way there could be another outcast is if there's a chancellor. Let's flip number 9 and see what happens. Okay, so 10 is good, 5 is good, and if 6 was telling the truth, then 5 or 10 would be an outcast. And then 9, 1, or 4, whatever, then there's a chancellor. 9 would be evil. 5, 6, and 10 would all be good, and actually, I'm just gonna start killing people. So 4 cannot be corrupted by a poisoner, since 3 is clearly not a poisoner, and 5 is also clearly not a poisoner. Okay, 5 is an outcast, unless 3 is an outcast. Could 3 be a doppelganger? I mean, possibly, if, like, 5 or 10 is another dreamer. But I think it's more likely that this bishop is just telling the truth since 5 is an outcast. Alright. So this fortune teller, I mean, there's a good chance the fortune teller is corrupted. Let's see if the fortune teller thinks that she's evil. Fortune teller thinks that she's evil. So the fortune teller must be corrupted. Which means that 8 is not evil. So there's a demon left who is the Lilith, I guess. Could 5 be a plague doctor? I'm trying to figure out, like, if it's possible that 1 is, like, the drunk, or not the drunk, but I guess the plague doctor victim. So, Bishop's telling the truth. I think it's just perfectly safe to kill 2. Okay. Yeah, and then if 2 was good, then I kill 1. Alright. I guess we have a doppelganger. 4 has to be telling the truth. 6 is probably lying. Oh. Okay. So we have a shaman and puka. Yeah, we have to have a shaman because we have 2. Yeah, we have to have a shaman because we have 2 duplicates, and one of them is explained by the doppelganger, and the other one is explained by the shaman. And then we have to have a puka. Yeah, shaman, puka. I think this lover has to be. I think this lover has to be the puka. Well, okay. Is it possible that this lover is not the puka? Well, this lover cannot be corrupted, since the alchemist would have cured her. Well, let's look at possible pukas, right? If 3 was the puka, 4 could be a doppelganger and immune to corruption. But then 4 would have cured 2, and not said 0. So 3 cannot be the puka. If 7 was the puka, then 6 would have been corrupted. So that's not possible either. What about 1? If 1 was the puka, then the confessor would be corrupted. Unless the confessor is the doppelganger. Wait, okay, so if 1 is the puka, then confessor is the doppelganger. Confessor is the doppelganger. 8 is corrupted and cured by the alchemist. And then cured. Then 7 is then 7 has to be evil because the lover's telling the truth, but then we get a contradiction because a lying empress would never out her teammate. So it's impossible for 1 to be the puka. It just has to be 8 as the puka. So 7 got cured. So 7 is truthful because 7 got cured by the alchemist. And 1 was out of range. Anyway, this gem crafter is lying and has no excuse. Hmm. 4 or 5 is a shaman. Okay, that's a lie, I guess. Since it's just a puka round. There's no drunk, so it's just the wretch, and this bard has to be telling the truth. So 5 is corrupted, so 6 has to be corrupting 5. Okay. Now, did this alchemist really cure 1 corruption? We only have 1 outcast, unless there's a counselor. I don't believe this bishop. Okay. Ah, yes, chancellor. Yeah, so 1, 2, and 5 are just all villagers. Okay. This poet, number 3 is lying. 8 is evil, 3 is corrupted. Okay, I feel like the plague doctor has to be truthful. Actually, 8 could be the drunk, but I'm gonna kill 8 anyway. Yep. Dreamer thinks Dreamer's a Lilith. Dreamer could be a Lilith, anyway. Wait, what? Oh, did the Lilith try to kill a knight? I think the Lilith might have tried to kill a knight. The knight's ability used to not work on the Lilith. But I guess now it does. Okay, Dreamer's good. Okay, so the number 2 is accusing 3 of being corrupted. And, I don't... Well, okay. So there's a Lilith, and then there's one other evil, and I don't know who that other evil is. Okay, so if this bard is telling the truth, then the Slayer can't do anything. So the only way the Slayer has a chance of doing anything is if this bard is lying. So... Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so 5 definitely got killed by Lilith and survived. Yeah, 2 is not good, and yeah, good job, Knight. Oh, I tried to click 1 first, but whoops. Okay. Right, so we got 2 Knights. Let's just kill them both. Okay. After this round, I will see new skin details. Okay. I'll just test the judge. Judge is corrupted. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. So it's either Puka or Poisoner. If 4 is evil, then 2 is not good and can't kill anybody. So my only chance is to have 2 try to kill 6. Okay. Hopefully 4 is actually evil. Alright. I think this hunter has to be telling the truth. If the hunter is lying, then the closest evil has to be closer, so it has to be 7, and then 3 is not a real bombardier, and that's too many evils. So 6 has to be telling the truth, 7 has to be good. Could 7 be corrupted by like a poisoner or something? Oh, wait, 2 is not good. Alright, what's the skin? Okay. That's kind of a weird skin. It's not the kind of thing I want. 4 cards away from closest evil. That's possible, but I don't believe it. Hey, it got the Lilith. Yeah, so I guess if the hunter was telling the truth, then I just know that it's all 3 of these people, and I just kill them all. I guess the problem is if the hunter's corrupted, then I don't know. Alright. Judge is truthful. Oh, I was supposed to reveal 9 before the previous reveal in Lilith's rounds. I'm supposed to reveal recharging rolls as quickly as I can. Anyways, lover corrupted. Nope. Okay. So 2 has to be... Yeah, there we go. Hmm. 3, 4, or 6. Well, let's see what this fortune teller thinks. Fortune teller thinks that one of these is evil. That's cool. Original Baker. Alright, there's a chance that 8 is a minion disguising as a Baker. If that is the case, then, I don't know, sucks to suck. So 3 or 8 is a poisoner. Huh. Well, let's see if this fortune teller is telling the truth. fortune teller is not telling the truth, so 2 and 3 have to be good. Yeah, there's no way that 6 or 7 could be evil. So, fortune teller is a big liar, and you know what we do to big liars. This oracle is also a big liar. Okay. You know what we do to big liars. And this fortune teller should be, fortune teller is also a big liar. Okay. One evil among these 3. Okay. That's potentially true. It's a lot of outcasts. Let's see what this druid thinks. Druid thinks that the bombardier is real. If the bombardier was fake and the plague doctor was real, then the druid would either... A truthful druid would say plague doctor, and a lying druid would say no outcasts. Either way, if the bombardier was fake, the druid would never say bombardier, unless these are both fake. Either way, I can kill this... Well, there could be a chancellor. I'm going to kill this plague doctor. If the plague doctor is good, then I know there's a chancellor. Okay, thank goodness. 1, 3, and 4 contain 1 evil, according to this jester. What about 1, 6, and 8? Should be 2 evils. Okay, cool. So this jester is telling the truth. These 2 are good. I guess there is no corruption in this lobby at all. Is it possible that 3 is fake? If 3 was fake, then 3 would be... Oh, wait, no. A demon would never disguise as an outcast. Okay, so 3 has to be real, which means the 2 outcasts are accounted for. There cannot be any corruption. Cool. Well, 2 cannot be a puppet, so 9 thinks that 4 is a puppet. Well, if 4 is a puppet, then 3 and 5 are both evil, since one of them is the puppeteer, and then the enlightened is truthful in saying that they're equidistant. Okay, Bard says 3 away from corrupted character. Let's see if... which one of the 2 do I think is more likely to be corrupted? I think... Well, Let's see if... Well, let's click the dreamer on herself. Okay, so there's a Ba. There's a Ba, a puppeteer, and a puppet, and a chancellor. Okay, so there's only one person who's corrupted in this entire game. And, I guess unless the bombardier is fake and there's a plague doctor and a drunk. Because, well, let's see. Alchemist, enlightened, dreamer, bard, lover, scout, oracle. Okay, those are all different. Man, I just want to kill 2. Let's test if 9 is corrupted. 9 is not corrupted. Okay. Do I believe 9? Do I believe 1? Let's kill 4. Oh, Oracle's telling the truth. That's cool. Closest evil is equidistant, so these are both evil. And then, this bard is lying. Could be corrupted. Oh, the scout is also lying. Yeah, so both those people are lying. So I guess I just kill one and then kill the other. Alright, which one of these is feeling more lucky? Cool. I don't know how I unlocked that skin. It must just be playing a certain amount. Okay. Alright, is there a drunk? Yes. Alright, good job, Druid. Okay, both of these lovers think this jester is evil. What does this jester think of these three? Jester thinks that they're all evil. Okay, so Jester is a big liar and probably evil. What does the Dreamer think of the Jester? Dreamer thinks Jester could be Lilith. That was wrong. So, goodbye, Dreamer. Okay, got a big ol' lying baker. We have a Oracle who's telling the truth. So 4 is the poisoner and 7 is good. Wait a second. Oh, learn that 1 out of 2 characters is a specific minion role. Oh, and the Wretch just registers as a minion. Okay, so even though there is no poisoner in this game, yeah, it's a little weird how that worked out, but 2 cannot be the Puka because then 1 would be corrupted. So 2 has to be next to the Puka. Okay. If 3 is corrupted by the poisoner, then okay, cool. 5 and 10 are clearly not poisoners. Alright. There has to be a plague doctor then. 5 and 10 are good. Yeah, so there's just... Okay, 5 is a bard. Cool. Unless 5 is, like, a doppelganger or something. Alright, 10... We know 10 is good. Cured 1 corruption. That doesn't sound legit. Could there be a chancellor and... Okay, so what would it take for 7 to be corrupted? Well, this alchemist... I mean, 7 could be the drunk. There would be a chancellor, and 7 would be the drunk. I don't know, I just hope I... Bummer. Yeah, of course 9 is a plague doctor. Boo! That is really bad. Okay. Okay, yeah, 1 was corrupted by the plague doctor. If there's a chancellor and the 7 is the drunk, I'll just eat my hat or something. Okay. Oh. Okay, so Lilith will never claim to be an existing role. So, 2 cannot be a knight. Could 2 be the drunk? And I guess it's possible. Let's see if the judge thinks the alchemist is truthful. Okay, cool. Yes, there could be a drunk and a chancellor. I don't think that's actually possible. Okay, so suppose 2 is the drunk. Then the chancellor has to be either next to 2, which is impossible, or next to 9. So 8 would be the chancellor. And then what's 6's excuse? There's no more corruption and no more evil. So 2 cannot be the drunk. Alright. Freaking freaking plague doctor getting sniped by Lilith. 4/7 is a poisoner. Okay, that's a lie. Puka 2 cards away from closest evil. Okay. Well, alright, so, since 1 is not truthful, either 1 is the Puka or 1 is next to the Puka. Could 7 be the Puka? No, because then 7 would be telling the truth. Alright. Could 1 be the Puka? 7 would be corrupted. That checks out. The hunter is telling the truth. The poet is telling the truth because it's 1 and 6. Yeah, everybody's telling the truth except for the people who are within range of the Puka. And if that one was wrong, I would kill the other one. Okay, bishop is truthful. 10 has to be good. I don't know if 10 could be corrupted. Alright, is 5 a cabbage? Nope. Alright, you know what we do to dreamers who can't identify a cabbage. Okay, so 5 is obviously not corrupted. So 8 thinks that 1 could be corrupted. Okay, it's possible. Okay, I'm believing it more. If 1 was evil, the Slayer probably would have killed him. Okay, let's kill this lover. I don't think this lover can possibly be truthful. Okay, well. Oh boy. Oh, wait. Yeah, this Puka's lying. There is, in fact, an adjacent evil. Which one is the evil? Cool. Oh yeah, it was more likely that 2 was the poisoner. If one was really corrupted, then yeah, it would have to be like that. Unless there was like a drunk, I don't know, whatever. It's been like 5 seconds and I already don't remember what was in the last game. Oh, 7 is not a twin minion, for sure. 4, so 4 has to be corrupted. Okay. So 1 and 6 are good. 4 is corrupted. Yeah, there's no other source of... Well, actually, there could be a drunk. Let's have the Slayer kill the Knight. Yeah, there we go. One or 5 is a twin minion. Okay, well... Jester... I guess... Well, I mean, doesn't necessarily, like, entirely agree, but whatever. So there's a twin minion, a Lilith, and we don't know who the last evil is. Got 2 architects. What is the Jester? Okay, the Jester thinks that 1 of these is evil. Cool. Okay, so if the Oracle... Well, okay, so if 5 is evil... Well, okay, so we know that 1 is good. Yeah, since if 1 is evil, 1 would never say 1 or someone else is a twin minion. It could be that 1 is corrupted and 2 is evil, or just that there's no evils and the Jester's lying. But I think the most likely possibility is just... Okay. So 1 is corrupted. 1 pair of evil. Okay. 1 is corrupted. That makes me more likely to think that 7 is not corrupted. Alright, good job, 7. You get to live. I mean, not that I could kill 7 even if I wanted to at this point. Okay, so the Jester's telling the truth. These 3 are all good. So 2 has to be the evil. Okay. There's no puppet, so this architect... Oh, wait, no, this architect is lying. Oh, boy. Wait, do we have a witch? Oh, wait, no, we're fine. Yeah, because the Jester can, distinguish the Bombardiers. Okay. Yeah, so the Oracle is good and corrupted. The Jester is good and truthful. The other Bombardier has to be good, since, Lilith will not disguise as, what the heck? Well, this is Lilith will not disguise as an outcast. Okay. Alright, Judge thinks 4 is truthful. Okay, the fortune tellers disagree with each other. Yeah, so we have a Lilith, and we don't know who the other evil is. But we know that either 2 or 3 is lying. I guess we possibly could... We might have a shaman and, a shaman and a doppelganger. Okay. And, yeah. So 1, 2, and 4 all agree with each other. So probably it's 3 that's the evil. Like, if 1, 2, and 4 are all, like, wrong, I mean, that's possible if there's somebody who's corrupted, but I feel like 8, 7, like, 8 would not be able to be accounted for. I totally forgot to use these fortune tellers' abilities. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we got a doppelganger. Alright, whatever. So these 3 people are all good. Does this fortune teller think... Oh, this fortune teller... Alright, so the bombardier is good. 8 is evil. Oh, 6 is the one... Oh, 6 is the drunk. Okay. Okay, so suppose 9 is in fact corrupted. 2 is evil. 1 is probably also evil. Then the bard is probably evil. I'm gonna have Slayer try to kill 2. Oh, good job. And if the Slayer failed, I would probably kill the Plague Doctor. Oh, right. 2 is evil. 9 is corrupted. Oh, 9 is corrupted, which means this alchemist is lying. Okay. Yeah, so 9 is corrupted. 2 is evil. Okay, so we got a puppeteer and a puppet somewhere. Alright, what does this Jester think? Jester thinks... Jester's truthful. We don't know who could be the puppeteer. Alright, what does this Judge think? Judge is truthful. Left side is more evil. This is for sure false. Okay, so if I kill 7 and 7 is corrupted, that means 4 is lying and I kill 4. Wait, so 7 is corrupted, then I kill 4, and then I don't actually know which, who's corrupted, or who's the puppet between 4 and 5. If I kill the bard and the bard is good, then it should be a easy 7 and 8. Okay. Anyway, there's no room for there's no puppeteer over here, so there's no puppet over here. So yeah, it just has to be 7 and 8. All right. Well, we're doing great somehow. We'll see how long this holds out. You know, and until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.